Well, hello there, boys and girls. Welcome to this edition of KCMD, Kicking Cancer Metal Detecting. I think I've got volume. I do. See who we got here in the room. Um, I see Randy's there and Kim's Nature Channel. Welcome. 717 Detector. Cynthia Swearingen, Ray Pursley, and Georgianne Rose. Welcome. And I saw Come Out Swinging was here a little while ago. Rusty Pines, that's my buddy Russell. Up here somewhere. Come Out Swinging, welcome. Happy to have you all here. Thank you for coming in. We're going to have a special guest tonight. As you can see, I'm in the van. Let me tell you all a little story. Uh, I had kind of a tough afternoon, and I still have that nasty. Oh my God, it's horrible. Um, so today, I decided to put some fresh oil in my generator, and I made a mistake. I made a major mistake. Um, hang on one second. I got something else going here. There we go. So I was doing some fresh oil, and hey, Tom Riley, putting some fresh oil in my generator and cleaning up the spark plug and cleaning the air filter and getting ready for my next trip, my next start out. And hi, Debbie, welcome. Um, so to avoid making a big mess out here behind Jeremy's house, I used a Coca-Cola bottle to drain the oil into. Seemed like the smart thing to do. The only thing was, I had a bottle of Coca-Cola on the back of the truck, back of the van, and about 20 minutes after I drained the oil, I reached over for a drink of soda, and I got the wrong bottle. I'm not feeling 100%. I did call Poison Control, and they gave me, they told me what I need to be looking out for and what I need to do. Yeah, I did, Debbie. I really did. I had a senior moment, and I don't think I swallowed a whole lot of it, but I had a full mouthful. Fabuloso. Oh my God, that probably tastes better than the motor oil, Kim. But it really woke me up quick. Um, I have a little bit of a sore throat, and every time I burp, I'm burping up motor oil. It's horrible. It is a horrible feeling. I should be well lubed. That's right. Um, Holy crap. What a bad way to end the day. But um, um, I've been trying to get this taste out of my mouth. It just keeps burping up all this motor oil, gasoline tasting crappy stuff. I don't like it a bit. But there it is. Scratching Boomers, welcome. Yeah, it's horrible. Hey, Shannon Dalton, welcome. Um, so tonight we're going to do, I mentioned last week about changing things up a bit and changing up the program. And I know that's not necessarily the popular thing, but it's the direction I want to go. Hey, Orlando 717. let's see, says, oh my God, Dennis, I taste oil, trans fluid, and coolant. I'm a mechanic, so you will be fine. Thank you. I'm glad to know that, Tom Riley. It's the most horrible taste ever. My throat hurts. My throat actually hurts, but I'm still able to swallow. So I'm drinking. I actually am drinking a real soda this time. I do have a soda that's actually got soda in it. I knew the minute I tipped the bottle back that I had the wrong bottle, but by then it was too late. It was already in my mouth and nasty, nasty, nasty. I see Jeremy's here. Welcome, Jeremy. And Georgianne Mullen Rose, welcome. And Dirt Digging UK, hey, welcome. Who else did I see? I saw somebody else come in. 717. And Tanya, welcome, Tanya Elliott. Who else did I see? Buddy Biggs Adventures, welcome. Thank you for coming. That was a nice room tonight. I got a good crowd going. That's great. And of course, Cynthia Swearingen. I can't believe I didn't say Cynthia. What was I thinking? I'm so glad that my generator's running though. I'll be getting on the road here pretty soon and heading north. I'm hoping to. I carry my bathroom with me here in the van, so it'll be okay. And I made in the van. I made my first attempt at making chili yesterday, and it seemed like it was going okay, and then we went metal detecting. I got back and it had burned. The entire pot had burned up, and I was very sad. So I checked that out, and today I made I just made some pasta with some meatballs. So I've had a bite to eat. I feel full, which is good. Come out, swing and burn. DNL Treasures, welcome. Scratching Boomers, happy to have you here. Just the burp up is horrible. I don't even want to talk. I don't want to have a burp anymore. Last week we talked about this, and I'm going to take the show in a different direction, and that direction will be something a little more laid back than what we've been doing. And tonight I have a special guest, and that's going to be metal detecting with Randy. And I encourage you guys to ask questions. I've written up a list of questions that I want to ask Randy, and we'll see how that goes. What's going on there? Okay. Fun with Dirt, welcome. I got a nice room tonight. I thank you all for coming to the show. I wasn't sure how this was going to go with the big change of what we're doing in the program, but I'm really happy to see everybody's here. We're going to try to keep this a channel about metal detecting, because that's what KCMD is a channel about metal detecting. Randy, I'm going to throw you the link. Whenever you're ready, you can come on up. We'll get you in the back room. And you want some pasta? I got some pasta, honey. It's really good, too. By the way, a few weeks ago, I was out metal detecting with Jeremy, and I found this spoon. Let me go grab it real quick. I found this spoon when I was out metal detecting with Jeremy. And this spoon is, pull that off of there. This spoon is sterling, and it's a little sweetheart. I did ding it. I hit it with my shovel. I gave it the dentist mark because I thought it was a coin, and in fact, it was a sterling silver spoon. And I cleaned it up, and I've been using it in the van every day when I have dinner. I have dinner with a silver spoon I dug out of the ground. It's awesome. So, hey, Mandy Candy. Yeah, it's a great spoon. Here comes Mr. Randy.
I'm always ready, Dennis. You know
Hey,
that.
Randy.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good. I'm
Cool.
better now.
You threw that on her poor head. He threw his neck pillow.
So you drank some motor oil to try to clean out the pipes, did you?
I did, and it worked. I'm clean right now. I feel everything feels very smooth right now.
Poor dog.
That's good.
Yeah. I don't want to do it again.
No.
Once was enough. Let me switch my phone over to my channel so I can keep an eye on the chat. If you guys looked at the photograph for my cover photo, that background is my hometown in New York State. Drone footage during the fall, and that's where I'm heading. That's where I'm heading to next. Is upstate New York, and my plan is to be home by Easter Sunday. I haven't been able to get a hold of anybody up there in Pennsylvania yet. So I'm going to spend a few extra days here with Jeremy and Tanya, and I'll make a brief overnight stop somewhere in PA on the 7th, and on the 8th I should be pulling into upstate New York. So that's the plan right now. I haven't, like I said, I haven't been able to get a hold of anybody up there in PA yet, so I've been trying. But Randy, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man.
Yeah. And
I just
where
got
are
back from
you?
Pennsylvania. I'm
Oh,
home now.
you're home now. And are you
Yeah.
heading back to? Go ahead.
Not good.
Are you heading back to South Carolina?
In 2 weeks. I'm in Michigan this coming week, next week, and I'll be back in South Carolina the week
Okay.
after that.
Okay. Wow.
I'll see
Man,
Jeremy and Tanya again.
that's great. That's great. Um, we went to a new property yesterday, and it turned up some pretty nice little finds.
Good.
Georgianne Rose. I am in upstate New York near Ithaca. If that helps you to identify, I'm in the country. My hometown is a whopping 38 people. That's my hometown today. 38 residents. How crazy is that?
That's pretty
Um,
crazy.
Tom Riley says his wife is from 15 miles east of
Hmm.
Syracuse, New York. Well, it's probably halfway to here. Well, halfway to my house. And Georgianne says she lived in Canandaigua for 12 years. Well, I know right where that is. I used to fish up there. That's very cool. Yeah, check that
Yep.
out. We got 38 people.
Yep.
I don't know
We
where you
do.
see 38 people. I see 20. 20 in the chat.
I see
Oh,
22 on
38
mine.
people in my town. Yeah. It's not a small town, though. There was a lot more people there when I was there in high school. Um, what it is now is farmland. A lot of the houses are gone, and one person owns 500,000 acres. Another person owns 7,000 or 10,000 or 20,000, and
That's
so
crazy.
it's a big county. My permissions up north are humongous, humongous permissions. Um, Scratching Boomer says they have over 3 million people where he is, and that's a city. Holy crap! So tonight we're going to talk about metal detecting, and Randy, I'm going to ask you some questions, and I know I asked you and we'll show these at the end of the questions. We'll show or sometime during the questioning. I asked you to pick 10 of your favorites and your ultimate number one favorite find. I hope you've done your homework. Did you do
I
your
did my
homework?
homework.
That's good. And I encourage the room to feel free to ask questions and of anything you might want to know. So I came up with a list of 10 questions to ask you, Randy. So you're not going to get the standard 20 question, whatever that is, Inquisition. Um,
Hey, Johnny.
hey, Johnny Small Pepper, welcome. Um, so, first and foremost, what got you into metal detecting?
My daughter did.
Your daughter.
She was watching Nugget Noggin and a few others, and she thought she'd like to try it. So
Okay.
we got a bounty hunter and we tried it, and she liked it. I got hooked on it, and she's somewhat hooked on it.
Okay.
So
And how old is your daughter?
she's 14 now.
14. That's great, man.
Hmm.
That's
She
great.
was what, 9 at the time? Hey,
Wow.
do you know?
Uh, so Treasure Hunter X says if you could metal detect anywhere in the world, but could only dig one plug, where would it be? Now that's a good question.
That's a good question, especially if it's only one plug.
One plug.
I don't know. I'd like.
Think.
I've said this before, but I'd like to go to Germany and metal detect. Because I
Okay.
watch those channels in Germany where they metal detect the old battlefields and stuff, and they pull out some amazing stuff over there.
That sounds like a good place to go metal detecting.
Hmm.
My ultimate place to go would be Ireland. I would like to go to Ireland. I'd like to go out to a castle, and I'd like to dig up a chainmail headgear with a skull inside.
That's cool.
Um,
Johnny
I,
Johnny Johnny said Fort Knox.
Fort Knox, the gold vault. There you go. That's funny. Um, you could dig that, but you could only dig it once because then they'd shoot you. Um,
Yes,
man,
they
he,
are, Mandy.
he said, "You're right. Those battlegrounds are full of history." Oh, sorry about that. Hey, Bud Files, welcome.
Hey,
Thank you.
bud.
My second question would be, how long have you been metal detecting? Whether on a better scale with better equipment, or when if you started as a kid, intermittently or whatever.
Hmm. Been metal detecting about 4 years.
Okay.
So we like I said, we started off with bounty hunter, then we went to the AT Pro, and then she would detect and mark the spot, and I'd come behind her and dig
Okay.
the target because and then we would switch off.
Okay.
I would metal detect for a while, and she would dig. So
Nice.
yeah, it's a lot
Nice.
of fun.
Um, I was going to ask you, what what machine do you use now, and what machines have you had?
We started off with bounty hunter, and we got that from Costco. I think it was like $89. Then we went to the AT Pro, and I currently use the Equinox 800 now.
Okay.
So I like the Equinox 800 with the 6-inch coil.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I do like that coil. Uh, I just recently got the 18 Max with the 4-inch coil. It's like a hockey puck. It's like a pinpointer on a long handle, you know. And I like it, but you're not going to search a big area with it for very long.
Yeah.
Um, but
Hey, Wygold. Well,
hey,
that's what you
Michael.
found. That's what you found a silver spoon on, wasn't
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Because it was right up next to that trailer,
it? Mm-hmm.
and the 6-inch you couldn't get up close to the trailer without binging the trailer,
Yeah.
and the little 4-inch just got me right there. Now Randy was Randy gave me that silver spoon because he had been metal detecting that area, and he gave me the little bell because he came over to see something I was digging up in the front yard on his way to the side yard or the out front yard, and he said, "Hey, there's a really good 23 signal right here. Should be a penny." And I said, "Oh, I'll get to that real soon." And sure enough, I got to it, and it wasn't a penny; it was a bell.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
yeah,
awesome looking bell too.
that was a very cool bell. Um, uh, it was probably the best find of the day. In my opinion, I think it was the best find of the day.
Now, what'd you
Um,
say that bell went to?
that was a sleigh bell,
Okay.
not a croto bell, but
Right.
a sleigh bell. Yeah, made out of brass, very cool. The hole in the top ring, if you looked at that, was square. So they formed that around a square nail.
Hmm.
And that bell is 1700s. Um,
That's awesome.
I've dug one of those in New York State last year, and it presently is sitting in my hometown museum. And so when the property owner said they wanted it wasn't such a heartbreak because I already have one, um, and it's on loan to the my hometown museum. So um, I didn't feel so bad. Plus, I got the silver spoon. Thank you, Randy. I really appreciate
You're
that.
welcome, buddy. I'm
You're
always
a
happy
heck
to
of a
help.
guy.
I'm always happy to help. You know that.
Yeah, yeah.
No, because
Um,
I found a wheat penny back there and some other change, but the knocks kept pinging on the trailer. That's why I said it'd be nice if he could move it.
yeah, yeah.
But that
I
day
miss
worked out well. I found a what was it, 1952 Rosie.
you
Yeah,
got the
but I got
silver
silver.
rosy, and Jeremy got the silver quarter,
It was a
right?
44-42, I think.
Yeah. Um, I missed what Jeremy said, and I can't. I'm not finding it. I got I got old age issues tonight. It's probably not a
Jeremy
bad
said
thing.
something.
Um, yeah, Kim lives down the street from Swamp Rat, and that's how I met Kim. Oh, it's not Jeremy. Johnny said something funny.
Oh, okay.
Not Jeremy. Apologize, Jeremy. I didn't mean to call you out like that. Sorry, Tanya. My eyes are really screwy tonight. I think it's the unleaded fuel from my generator getting me. Um, I'm
That's fun. That's funny,
going
Johnny.
to tell you
I
what.
heard that.
When I felt that sludge hit my mouth, it really was not. It was bad. Um, so I just need to be careful when I'm using a soda bottle to empty my oil into that I get rid of the soda bottle immediately. Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
Marty.
Marty V, welcome.
No, I'm
Um,
glad you're okay, buddy. That could have been serious.
well, yeah, and I called poison control because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if I should try to induce vomiting. I didn't know, of course, hey, scratch and puff. I spit it out immediately, and then I was just taking a bottle of water and just throwing it down and rinsing, and I don't think I swallowed any of it, but maybe some of the thinner juice got down my throat. But
Mm-hmm.
um, because when I burp, I'm burping it up. It's kind of nasty. But
That'd be,
The first thing they said was to get
hey,
a
Treasure X.
hey Treasure Hunter and Treasure Hunter X. Um, they said to get a toothbrush and brush my mouth out, and I
Hmm.
said, "Oh, I don't have teeth." And she said, "No, it doesn't matter if you have teeth or not.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get that toothpaste in there to neutralize, because the water, even though you're drinking water and spitting it out, the oil is going to beat up underneath the water, because that's what oil and water do. So I've been sucking on I got this for cleaning my lights off with my headlights.
Mm-hmm.
They get foggy. So I'm so glad I had this in the van. I've been sucking on toothpaste half the night. Um, you do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey, you know what else? Toothpaste is good for since you're talking about diving and stuff. It's
yeah.
good. It's good to put on the inside of your dive mask and wipe it off really good because it keeps it from
Okay.
clogging up. I,
Okay.
I use it on my dive mask. So
Okay. I actually have I have a, I don't, I don't know what the heck it's called. It comes in a little tube, and it's specifically for diving masks. And I bought it when I was out in um, Colorado, when I was diving up there for dredging. Um,
so
so
go back to that question.
I need Listerine. She says
Yeah,
Cam.
yeah.
I need
People were asking you questions about that, Dennis, because Georgiana Rose, she said, did they tell you to eat bread to absorb the oil?
They did not. Uh, they said just to use the toothpaste and rinse and spit. Don't swallow it, which really sucks because I love the taste of toothpaste. I don't know what it is. Probably because I miss my teeth. Um,
Yeah.
um, but that's a good idea. I don't have any bread. I don't have any bread in the van because bread is fattening. Um,
Yeah, but
uh,
most poison control centers will tell you not to induce vomiting. You'll cause more
right, right.
damage. So,
She said that the big thing she said was if I start having difficulty breathing, if I start spitting up blood, um, anything that if my throat gets really sore, or I
mhm.
notice any swelling in the throat, which would be hard because I'm all filled up with fluid, so I'm already fat. Um, uh, she told me I had to drink at least 2 bottles of water within the first hour. Um, and if I have any problems, they gave me a direct line to call them back.
Good.
So, um, other than that, um, I like I say, I made some pasta. It was really good. Eat cat litter to soak it up? I don't think so. I mean,
That's
I've got some
hilarious.
cat litter, but Dennis is strange, says Cynthia. Thank you, honey. I really appreciate that.
She
Um,
loves you.
she does. Yes, yes. Cynthia is my oldest friend. It's true. It's absolutely true. And that's all I'll say about it. Um, don't eat cat litter, she says. I've tried cat food before, but cat litter, I don't think I want to try that.
I think
uh,
Melissa from Clark's Cove tried cat food one time.
I saw that. I actually saw that video.
Mm-hmm.
That was she lost a bet or something. She had to eat cat food.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he blindfolded her, didn't he?
Yes,
I
yes.
think so.
Yeah,
It's
she
been a
was
while.
blindfolded. Um, and then the next one, somebody had to get tattooed. The next
Yep.
lost bet. Yeah, that's
Uh-uh.
going a little bit far. I don't want to
Yeah.
do that.
I think the first bet was he lost, and he had to shave off half of his mustache and beard
Oh my god.
and walk in sheets
Oh my
and buy
god, that's
something.
funny.
I think that was the first bet.
Tanya says crunchy. If I still had teeth, I might consider it, but um, today I'd have to have canned cat food, and we all know that's really kind of gagged me with a pitchfork. Um, so, um, uh, my next question is, what's your favorite place to go metal detecting? Examples, at a house, sidewalks, woods, fields. What is your favorite place to swing the coil?
Honestly, for me, metal detecting is more about exercise. So it doesn't matter if I'm doing a park, a curb strip, or a field or a house. For me,
Okay.
it's getting out and being active and being outside.
Okay.
And
That's a good
everybody,
answer.
everybody thinks, oh man, I got to find this cool find. I got to find a cool find. For me, I can go to a park and find quarters, nickels, dimes, pennies.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's fun to find something,
Right. Right.
and a lot of times you'll find something that surprises you. You'll find a ring or
Yeah.
Boy Scout
Yeah.
something, and it's more about exercise and being out. Now,
Yeah.
I really like going and meeting people and hunting with people. That's a lot of fun. So,
Absolutely. Um, see, Kim says, true story. During World War II in London, the food was so scarce, some folks would eat wet cat food. I can believe that. Um, it's the anticipation, never knowing what you're going to find. I agree.
hmm
Uh, Treasure Hunter X. Um, I have a lot of favorite places to detect, but it's uh, similar to you, Randy. It's about being able to get out there and swing the coil. I'm not looking for a specific target. I'm just looking for a target,
hmm
and preferably something other than trash.
yeah,
And um, I've yet to find silver in South Carolina. On either of my visits here, when I came down here in fall, I didn't find silver, and I
no,
haven't
wait
found
a minute now.
well,
Hold on here.
I haven't found a silver
You found
coin.
silver.
I
Okay,
haven't found a silver coin. I've yet to find a silver coin. I can't forget about my silver spoon because I use it every day.
that's
And then I
awesome.
remembered I have a silver fork that I dug up a few years ago in New York, and so
Hmm.
I've got that out to clean it up. And I think this is going to become my regular eating utensils are um, spoons and forks that I dug out of the ground. I did clean this really, really well, but considering I drink motor oil, like there isn't anything that
Yeah,
could possibly be on this that would be worse than that. Hi, NorCal,
that's
and
true.
Felipe the Drone Bandit is here. Welcome. Um, and Ray Pursley, I saw you earlier. I forgot to say hello. So hello, Ray Pursley. Um, all right, let's see.
Hello, Drone Bandit.
That's Felipe. He's in Orlando. Um,
NorCal.
NorCal's not in Orlando. He's
No,
somewhere else.
no, I was
He's in
saying
South.
hello to NorCal.
Yeah, he's in South California. He just calls it NorCal for the sake of SoCal doesn't sound right. Um, on to another idea. Um, what what would you say? What do you take with you when you go metal detecting? What should if somebody is new to the hobby, what should they have with them in their bug out bag
If you're going for the day, I
for
would
the
take
day?
some water. I take small Slim Jims with me or crackers. I got a first aid kit. For me, I carry Benadryl and an EpiPen because I'm allergic to bees.
Okay,
So, a pinpointer, shovel, hand digger.
finds bag,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and of course a metal detector. Um,
What do you need that for?
well, I guess if we don't answer, text him. What am I answering, Tanya? Wait a minute. Let me see. What did I miss? Oh, I think she's talking about Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Ray Persley was going to come down to South Carolina and do a little metal detecting with Jeremy. Um, so,
Cool.
and I don't know if they've set that up yet or not. Um, this may be a moot question since you've said you don't care where you're detecting, but if you're going out specifically looking for permission, what sort of research do you do prior to starting a new property?
Um, I, I never did any until I
Okay.
met Peter from Detective Smile, and he turned me on to maps that he uses.
Okay.
I just normally just go knock on a door and talk to him and try to get a permission. So I
Okay.
do a lot of door knocking with the blind treasure hunter Shane.
Shane. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Do you let him pick the houses?
I let him drive to the houses.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'll tell you what. That would be like when I was a kid. Go to the we would go to the golf course, and one person would sit behind the driver with their hands over their eyes, and the other person would in the front would operate the pedals. The driver would operate the steering wheel, and the fourth guy would tell you whether to turn left or right.
Oh my
I think
gosh.
riding with Shane would be kind of like that, without so much direction.
Yeah, Shane's
Um,
a blast. He
I can
is.
say that my golf cart always seemed to wind up in a pond somewhere, and eventually, the golf courses stopped letting me come
Drive
out
him.
there. Dennis Hedrick, welcome. Um, Happy to have you here.
But but I've only ever been told no twice on door knocking, Dennis.
Okay, that's
And,
cool.
and yep.
That's
And,
cool.
and the one lady's like, no, because my husband does the yard and stuff. I said, well, yeah, that's understandable. Thank you for your time. And I gave her a card and said, if your husband would like to hunt with us someday, have him contact us.
Okay,
So
which leads us to my next question. When you're door knocking, what do you say when you're door knocking? What do you say? What is your how do you ask for what do you have a
do I have a line?
yeah, do
Not
you have a
really.
line? I didn't want to say it that way.
No, I usually play off the person that answers the door. I'll knock on the door, then I'll step way back. So when they open the door, they don't feel threatened.
Right.
And and I tell them who I am, and I introduce Shane if I'm with Shane or whoever I'm with, and tell them that we're treasure hunters and we're hunting for objects in the ground. We have metal detectors, and we're just trying to recover and save history that's in the ground. And explain to them what we do, explain to them about the YouTube channel, and tell them we don't record people's properties. We just record what we find.
Right.
If we find something that's unique to your property and you want to keep it, that's fine. If it's historical, and we'll donate it to a historical club or whatever. So, like I said, I've only ever been told no twice. So
Oh, that's cool. That's good.
now we did have and I think I've told this story on another channel. We knocked on this one gentleman's door, and he was 30 something, and he's like, "Yeah, go ahead and detect the yard." So he followed us around. So we're out back and we're detecting the yard, and all of a sudden this lady's coming across the yard, and she's like, I won't use the word she used, but she said, "Hey, hey, hey, what are you doing in my yard?" And her son's sitting up there watching us metal detect. And I said, "Well, excuse me, but this gentleman here said that we could detect your yard." And she's like, "That gentleman doesn't own this yard, and you
Oh,
need to pack up and leave, and we'll
yep.
take everything that you found." So they took everything we found.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
yep. She goes, my husband knew you were here, he'd throw a fit. And I was thinking, well, you're throwing a pretty good fit right now yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Um,
you just never know, and you play off the people that you can
right,
tell nice people from bad people, and you get a
right,
bad feeling. You just say thank you, have a good day, and
right,
walk
right.
off.
I
So,
I had an interesting similar occurrence last summer. I door knocked a property. An older man came to the door and he came out and spoke with me for a while. I asked for permission to metal detect
yes,
the
Boomer.
property. He said, "Yeah, go ahead. I don't care." He said, "Have fun, and of course we'll show you everything we find." And so I went out there in his yard, and I was swinging away and digging up some treasures and finding some neat stuff. And my phone rang with my phone. I have a Samsung phone, and it came up and said verified number, but it wasn't a number I recognized. And so I canceled the call. I just didn't answer it because if it's not a number I know, I don't answer, generally speaking. And and it immediately rang again from a different number, but from the same state. The call came from Maryland, and I thought, maybe this is important, but it's a different number, so I
Hmm.
don't know if it's important or not. So I
I hate them
decided to
to the
answer.
creek.
I had the phone on my chest mount, and so I answered it, and I put it on speaker because I was digging a hole and looking in the ground for the item that was whatever was there. And the voice came over and he said, "Just what the hell do you think you're doing?" And I kind of looked around and I said, "Well, I'm sorry, who is this?" And he said, "What exactly are you doing right now?" I said, "Well, I'm out metal detecting in a yard in upstate New York." And he said, "Yeah, and who gave you permission to do that?" And I said, "Well, the gentleman here, the owner." And he said, "Well, the owner has dementia, and I'm his brother, and the property's in trust, and you have 5 minutes to get off the
Mm.
property. The police are on their way." Now, the man that answered the door seemed to be fully intact, knew exactly who I was and what I was talking about, and
Hmm.
um, but the property. And I went to the Onyx maps and saw that in fact that property is under a trust name in addition to the name of the gentleman that lived there. I said, "How do can you see me?" And he said, "There are cameras on the property and we can see you." I said, "Okay, then you can see me packing up and heading to my car." And I did just that. Put everything away. I apologized repeatedly and said, "Look, I didn't know." You knock on the door, the guy answers, everything seems fine and kosher. And he said, "That's fine." He said, "But he said we might consider letting you metal detect again next summer when we come up to visit
Hey,
the
Luther.
properties. But you just never know."
Mm-mm.
And at home, in my hometown, I knocked on a lot of doors. Almost every door I knocked on, I was met with a loaded shotgun. Um, because
That's what Deb. I think that's what Debbie said. You knock on the door in her area, and you're most likely going to meet a gun.
Felipe says, "How did they get your number?" I gave the property owner one of my business cards, which is what I do every time I go to a new property. I give a card so that the property owner has a way to contact me. Um,
Hmm.
hey, Luterate, welcome. Um, my hometown is small, and even though I grew up there, people don't know me anymore. It was 40 years before I went back home. I don't look
Hey,
anything
plugs.
like I did when I was a kid. I can't believe it, Plugs. Oh my God. Yeah.
Hey,
Uh,
James. Iron
hey,
Antler.
Plugs. Hey, Iron Beard, welcome. Um, so we got through.
No, but Shane and I have been pretty lucky. Like we'll get a permission,
Yeah,
and somebody will be walking their dog, and they'll ask us what we're doing,
yeah,
and I'll explain it to them, and they'll be like, "Well, when you're done here, I live down here. Come do my yard."
yep,
And
yep.
we've had that several times. Hey, BC Treasure. Yeah, we've had that several times. That's been really nice because the one house that we went and did used to have an old carriage house in the back of it, and that's where I found some of the finds that I hope I brought them. I think they're in there. If not, I'll go locate them. That's where I found some of the finds
Okay.
that I'll show you here in a little bit. So if
Um,
not, I'll go find them.
Fun with Dirt says we knocked on a door once. The owner let us in and talked to us for about an hour. After we detected his yard, we knocked again to show him our finds, and the old guy said, "Who are you?" Dementia also. Yeah, yeah. You just
We
you
went,
just never know.
yeah, we went to this one house, and it's one of the first mansions built in Bedford, PA. And the gentleman was super nice, and got talking to him, and it was a beautiful home on the outside. And we got talking, and he's like, well, "You want to see the inside?" He walked me all through that house, showed me everything,
Yeah,
what they redid and all that. And we got done talking. He said, "Hey, go have fun in my yard." So we metal
nice.
detected that yard, and yes, people are super nice. You run into some, but I haven't too
Yeah.
many.
I've
I
had a lot of great contacts up north. I'm gonna adjust this light because my little light is not holding a charge.
I think it's the way you present yourself to a person that makes them feel at ease or unease. So that's
Yeah,
why I think it's important to step back away from the door so you're not right up on it.
absolutely. My first year metal detecting, it was near impossible for me to go and knock on the door. I was just terrified. Although it's very easy for me to talk to people, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
I had a little self confidence issue, and then I knocked on a few doors in Florida, and immediately was told no. And I live in Vero Beach. Everyone metal detects in Florida because everyone is old. Oh, almost everyone.
I
Hey,
can't think of her.
Risha.
What's her name? I couldn't think of it.
Risha.
Risha.
Risha. And it's not spelled that way, but her husband was explaining how to say her name, and he spelled it out as it sounds, and that's how I remember it. Reesha, Risha. And so that's I remember her name now. How great is that? um, let's see.
Yeah, Marty, they do that sometimes just to get you off their property.
What's that?
He said that he talked to a yeah, that one right there.
Uh, they gave me a spiel. I've had people tell me the biggest thing I get from people, if they're saying no, they're saying my son, my granddaughter, my grandson, my great grandchild, my family wants to metal detect it first. We're going to get around to it. After they've done it, you're welcome to come back.
Now, have
But
you ever had somebody say, no for now, but check back with me?
I have, I
Mm-hmm.
have, and last year uh, last year was one I remember in particular. I stopped. I asked the young man if I could metal detect. I told him what I was doing, and he said, "You're not digging any damn holes in my yard." And I thanked him. I gave him my card, and I left. And about a week later, he called me up and he said, "I've been watching your videos, and I see how you do it, and I see how you dig your targets in the yards." He said, "And when you're done, I can't even tell you've been there. Why don't you come on over?" And
Yep.
I found my first sash buckle in his yard. His house was built in 1720. And by the end of the summer, he had purchased a metal detector for himself and got his kids involved, and so I won't go back to his property because he should metal detect that, not me.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So, so Boomer, I have a John Deere with a 54-inch deck, so I'll come mow your yard and metal detector for you, buddy. Where do you
Wow.
live?
Yeah, where do you live,
I don't
Scratchy?
mind traveling.
You travel all the time.
I
Holy
travel all the
moly.
time.
Um, let's see. Uh, that is wonderful. Let me.
Yeah, I think we
Absolutely.
missed something up there.
Um, let's see. I'll go back. The 1838 stone house at the edge of town, former stagecoach stop. I have been
Hmm.
to several places that had stagecoach stops, um, and found lots of largies. Um, I ultimately I would like to get in the water, but I think it'll be a while before I can do that, health wise.
Yep. Yep.
But what is your bucket list for
So hold on,
2020?
hold on, yeah, hold on for a minute. So you
Okay,
say you're coming to Pennsylvania?
yeah,
So for work today, I had to drive up past Mount Union, Pennsylvania,
okay,
and my GPS, yeah, right Mount Union down. My GPS took me the back roads, Dennis,
okay.
and I want to go to all kinds of property up there.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, I'm losing you. It's probably me.
Old farms, old pro. So we
Mount
should be able to
Union.
find something.
I will check that out
Yep.
for sure. Where is that in relation to, say, Gettysburg?
It's not too far away. Probably
Okay,
about 45-minute drive.
okay.
So
Um, I'm hoping to get. I'm hoping to get at least to Gettysburg before I stop. Before I stop driving, um, or somewhere near Gettysburg. Probably not. I don't know if Gettysburg has a Cracker Barrel, but I know it doesn't have a Walmart. Um, but someplace near there, I can park at Cracker Barrel overnight, with no issues. So um, that's what I'll be looking for is a Cracker Barrel.
I
Uh,
know how old you are, Cynthia.
I do too. Cynthia's birthday is coming up, and Cynthia is 193 this year, and she only looks like she's 182. So good for you, honey. You look good.
Well, Kim says she has a birthday here in 19 days, and she's feeling old. So
I met Kim, and I thought she
she'll
was
be
in her
48.
30s.
I just turned 60 in February.
Yeah, but you look like you're 60. Kim looks like she's 35.
Stay active, Dennis.
Yeah.
We lost you for a minute, or they lost
Oh,
me. One or two.
yeah, it's me. My internet is wonky. Um, yeah. So Kim looks like she's 35, although she's not. And and you look 60 because you've got kids and you've turned gray. That's what happens when you
Who,
have.
me?
Yeah, you see me. I still have. Well,
Okay, you young whippersnapper.
my hair is much darker now that the last chemo. When I got done, my hair grew back in like black.
Yeah,
But
you're only saying that because you know that you're younger than me.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Marty, February what? Mine's the 6th. 6th of February. When's yours?
When's your birthday, Marty? Um,
But happy birthday, Kim.
yeah, happy birthday, Kim. That stuff I sent you, early birthday gift. And how's the candle smell? I hope it smells good.
Hmm.
Um,
I'm 12.
Poor Kim, she was having a time. She's got no light in her house right now. Kim has started to. She's doing that tiny home nation. It's got nothing in it.
Yeah.
Um, So she's using
Now, I think
solar.
Dennis is 3 years younger than me, if I remember right.
I am 3 years younger than you. You got a good memory. I'm amazed that your memory's that good at your age. It
Yeah,
must be all that
I
exercise.
know,
It's
right?
helping you out. Um,
Dude, I still roller skate and bowl, and
my God,
I love sled ride. I was so disappointed this year when we didn't get. I wear my kid out. She'll want to come home. It's like, no, let's go again. Let's go again.
it's growing back, but it's really slow to grow. It's still a little thin. But I'm not going to shave the other one off. And unless I still look like I had a stroke, but um, I'm probably not going to. I'm not going to cut the other one off because as long as I'm wearing a hat, most people can't tell. Yes, it has made some progress, but it's really slow.
Well, Cynthia, Cynthia paid you a compliment. She said you're 5 times handsome or sexier than I am.
Wow, wow. Well, thank
There you
you.
go. Yeah,
Oh
Cynthia
no,
paid
she
you a
didn't say
great
that.
comment.
She said you're 5 times more handsome than Dennis.
Oh,
Yeah, the
I,
other way around.
I
That
read
wasn't
that.
a
I read that
compliment
wrong.
for me. That was a compliment for you. Thank you, Cynthia.
I read
You're
that wrong.
Yeah, that's all right. I won't hold it against you or her. Georgianne Rose says she's 60 and she's still roller skates, and Debbie Neville is 68. I I I I kind of pictured you as somebody Jeremy's age, Debbie. Um, I don't roller
He's what?
skate either. Um,
Jeremy's 43.
43 or 44. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think he's
Um,
43.
yeah, Kim is using solar lights in her house, saving her power cord for her refrigerator, AC, and TV. She's just started setting up a tiny home out there in Florida, and she's still building it as she works to buy stuff to build it with. It has four walls and a ceiling, so she's dry. It has some windows, and she has a TV, AC, and refrigerator, and
Hey, Martin.
all the all the basics. Hey, Martin Smith, welcome.
Well,
Um,
Cynthia, that's one way to roller skate. That's true.
I don't roller skate. When I was young, when I was a kid,
Okay, Rusty.
I roller skated, and I ice skated on the pond. I went
Mm-hmm.
skiing once. Once was enough. I crashed. I broke bones. Um, so I don't downhill ski. Of course, I don't like the cold either. So um, I'm the oldest, and so, NorCal. He says I'm the
Mm-hmm.
oldest circling the drain, buddy.
Yep.
I don't think that's true at all. I think you got a long ways to go. Um, Kim, you can get one of those solar showers. You hang it up outside. Don't do it in a Walmart parking lot because you'll get arrested, or at least reprimanded.
Are you
I
talking from
that
experience?
I am. I am. I had the shower tent set up in the
Mm-hmm.
Walmart parking lot next to the awning on my camper, and was having me a good old fashioned shower. And some woman had an absolute meltdown. I was in shorts, bathing suit, and I was not indecent, but the idea of taking an outside shower in the Walmart parking lot, well, yeah, okay. Um,
So now, was this in Cynthia's area of the country, or
no, that was in Florida. That
okay?
was in Florida. Yeah. Um, uh, Debbie Neville says, yes, you can rig an outside shower. Absolutely. I've had several different types of outside showers on the van, and considering another idea for an outside shower sometime in the future. But hopefully this year I'll be in a new vehicle by the time I head back to Florida.
There you go.
Something a little newer than this van, and a little bit taller, because I can't stand up in here, and at my old age that's really becoming an issue. So
You got to
uh,
quit saying old age, Dennis. It's going to get stuck in your brain. The only time I feel old is when I look in the mirror. Through my
I don't.
eyes, through my eyes, I don't feel 60.
Yeah. I don't ever look in the mirror. I This is the only time I see what I look like is right here when I'm on this computer. Uh, so, and I don't necessarily feel old all the time, but some days, you know. Um, so, uh, what is your bucket list for 2023? Do you have a bucket list for 2023?
To go metal detecting with Dennis. No, I don't know. To be honest with you,
We've
because
already gone metal detecting, so you beat that bucket list.
yeah,
Now
I
you
know.
need a new one.
I don't know. Maybe find some old Spanish or some 1600 or something like that.
Okay, all right.
I've made according to the coin I showed you, I've made the 1700 club.
You've made the
So I need
1700s
so I need to
club.
make the
Yeah,
next one
the
happen.
next one back.
But
Yeah,
hopefully in New York.
hopefully, hopefully.
Hmm.
Um, I'm excited to have you guys come up there and swing around a little bit, see what you can come up with.
Yeah, my
Uh,
brain's the same way, Cynthia. Still a teenager.
Cindy, I can't even believe you remember being a teenager. I mean that had to have been a hell of a long time ago. I'm just saying, man. Like, I'm just being real for just a minute, honey. Now, and y'all know that I'm not being serious. I've met Cynthia, and she's a sweetheart. I'm gonna plug this computer in just to be safe. Um, Still has, I think, plenty of charge, but we'll plug it in just to be safe.
There you go.
Oh, it got brighter when I did that. Look at that. I can actually see myself now. Um, so what is your? Oh, we're gonna do that one last.
A gold grill. That's funny, Martin.
This is the real question,
Okay,
Randy.
I'll try to give you a real answer.
I know you will. Um, what is your advice, or what advice would you give to someone who wants to start a successful YouTube channel about metal detecting? What advice would you give?
Mm, that's a good question. To start a YouTube channel. Well, you just have to start one, right? And the hardest part for me to start the channel is I never wanted to be on YouTube. You know, I didn't mind being behind the camera. Never wanted to be in front of the camera, but to start a channel, you just got to get out and make videos. Um, if you do short videos, it really doesn't matter what the short contains. It can be anything for YouTube. Long content, anything above 60 seconds. If you're into metal detecting, it has to stay metal detecting. If you're into baking, it has to stay baking or crafting or whatever on your long content. But shorts is the easiest way to start a channel. And
I would agree.
us making
Um,
shorts.
yeah, yeah. I've had a great time making shorts,
Hmm.
and my channel has done really well since adding shorts to my channel. Um, I'm at 1,708 subscribers as of today, and
And you've came from where to where?
When did I
Yep.
start? Was it in November or was it in December? I started I don't remember. I didn't write it down, but I had.
Let's see if I still got that on my phone. But anyway, Shorts has been, while I'm looking, Shorts has been a great boost for your channel.
Yeah. Um,
So, but but honestly, for people in the metal detecting community, a lot of people think, well, I'm in metal detecting, I have to stick to metal detecting shorts. You do not.
right.
YouTube has opened that window to compete with TikTok. So if you go to
Right.
my channel, you'll see stupid videos with Ernie. You'll see grilling. You'll
Yep.
see metal detecting. You'll see car wrecks and whatever I can find to post, I post.
Right.
So,
Right. I think I started the shorts program in December, I believe. I had 378 subscribers. I've been stuck there for over a year, and before Christmas, I had 1,000 subs. So a month, I had 1,000 subs. We gained 700 subs in under a month,
yep.
and uh, uh, my um, I have a struggle with my internet pretty much everywhere I've been since the whole 5G came out. My
Mm-hmm.
phone just doesn't work as well as it used to, and internet connection is an issue pretty much everywhere I go. Um, so my shorts I haven't been uploading as consistent as I had been because I'm having a problem getting the short to process. Um,
Okay.
and and I don't have I don't have a lot of new content right now. Um,
Uh-huh.
so I'm doing remixes from my older videos, and if my internet connection is not great, it's harder for me to get that short to process. And so uh, some days I get it, and I get my shorts uploaded for a day or two.
Mm-hmm.
The last time I uploaded was yesterday, and yesterday actually worked out well because I had content from being out metal detecting. So I'm uploaded through Sunday now. So tonight and tomorrow I will try to upload again, pulling shorts out of previously uploaded videos until I get back to New York
Mm-hmm.
when I'll have new content. Now I won't have the same kind of content that I had last year. Last year I was able to go out to those cornfields and spend all day out there, and this year I'm a little slower. 3 or 4 hours and I'm pretty much done. Which is a bit disappointing for me, and I know it's going to be disappointing for the people who are coming up to visit me, um, uh, because I'm limited this year, at least for now, and I'm hoping by the fall I'll be back to or closer to where I was last year. I've got fluid retention issues, and I've got uh, congestive heart failure issues, and I've got kidney failure issues. So I'm not swinging the coil nearly as much as I was, and certainly not for the hours that I was. Um, and so it's a bit of a struggle on a lot of fronts. Here visiting with Jeremy, I'm good for a few hours most days, and then I'm just spent. You know, Florida was not good for me this year. You know, I stopped moving. I stopped moving too much. I don't know.
Yeah, you got to keep moving.
I don't know what caused this. Something in my system is causing the water retention. And if I don't take the Lasix pill, then I don't move any water.
Mm-hmm.
I don't move any fluid, um, which is an indicator for kidney failure. And I have protein in my urine, which is horrible. It's a very bad thing,
That
because
comes
it
that
is,
comes back to
well,
kidneys.
it goes back to the kidneys.
Yep.
So, you know, um, um, I'm having some struggles this year. Uh, Debbie, I was hoping to meet you as well, but you know, I I know I have my limits, and so I didn't go to the monthly meeting with Jeremy, um, due to some other issues, health issues, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to. I'm not going to say what it is on camera because it's over the top, but it's an issue, and I'm so glad that I live alone in this van, and nobody else is suffering through it with me. That's about all I can say about that. Um, so, um, so we're going to end this out with. I have two things. One more question, and then we're gonna take a look at your
Okay,
your.
can I say one more thing about shorts?
Yeah,
So, if you really want to know if shorts really and truly works, I have only been posting shorts for the past 3 months, 2 months, and I don't know if you can see this. No, probably not. But in the last 28 days, there you go the other one. In the last 28 days, I've gained 519 subscribers from shorts. If you want
wow.
to know if shorts works, it does. But you got to
That
put the time and effort into it.
that's right. That's right. That's fantastic, Randy.
Yep.
That is fantastic. Um, if I go to my analytics for shorts and show you what I've got going on, um, views. Oh, were you showing views or subscribers there? You were
No, it's
showing
showing
subscribers.
subscribers.
Okay. The
And I'm
last
not good.
the last 28 days, I've gained 135 subscribers to my channel.
Yep.
And
So
that's
thank you,
that's
Cynthia.
shorts. That's it. That's
No,
shorts.
no. If you want to grow your channel, do shorts.
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
you're under and struggling to get to 1,000 subs, start posting shorts. And
Right.
again, it can be anything. It can be your cat, your dog, something stupid your kids did, something stupid you did, automobile crash, somebody getting a ticket. That can be anything. Like I said, I have a little Matchbox car that Swifty Treasure Hunting with Swifty gave me, and it's
Yeah.
got Ernie inside of it. And I just make a 8-second video of it, post it twice a week, and people seem to love it. It's just
Yeah.
stupid. I,
Yep.
I, I pan the camera over, stop it on Ernie, and go beep beep, and keep going, and I'll get
Keep
3 to 5,000 views on them.
going. Yep.
So
Yep. I love the Ernie videos. I think they're the funniest thing ever. Um,
yep,
I may have to do something similar. I've got a minion super glued to the roof of my van. I dug him up. I've got tons of toys that I've dug up, and that may be what I wind up doing, to fill some of the gaps, from not being able to get content, from metal detecting specifically.
yep.
Um,
And
but bye, Debbie. Thank you for coming
good
in
night,
tonight.
Debbie.
I really appreciate it. She's going to watch the USC girls play basketball.
There you go.
I hope your team wins. And I thank you for coming in tonight, Debbie. Um, uh, so what? I don't know if I asked you this or not. What are your favorite things to find when you go out metal detecting, what do you want to find?
I
What?
love finding wheat pennies. I know a lot of people don't. I like wheat pennies, and I like the mason jar lids
Okay,
with the porcelain intact. But
with
yeah,
the
I
porcelain
love.
intact.
Yep.
Yeah, Jeremy loves those things. I dig them up. The first one I found that was intact, I was really happy to get it. But I didn't keep it because it's hard for me to keep glass in this van. I don't want glass in the van because there's too much of a
Yeah.
chance that stuff will get broken. So when I find those porcelains, I give them to Jeremy. Welcome, Pigeon Blood Ruby. Uh, Read this post on Reddit for an inside look in what YouTube. Uh, I don't know what that means. Algorithm is looking
The
for in
algorithm.
creator content. Absolutely. Thank you. He says he's been lurking. I love finding Wheaties, but I've progressed on from that, and my favorite things are Indian head pennies, and I love digging largies. Like I really love digging largies. But I don't find largies in Florida anywhere in Florida. I mean, I know Florida Knox Dalton found a large scent in Florida. And I think he's the only person I know that's ever found a largie in Florida. The rarity there.
So
Um,
now do you detect iron patches, or do you skip over them because it's so noisy?
no, I detect it all and I dig it all.
Yep.
My machine, and I've seen this with Jeremy. Jeremy has a CTX 3030, and I'm going to tell you guys, if you don't want to dig iron, buy a CTX 3030 because it can snip out that silver, and it could be laying under a bed of nails. Um, the the Knox 800, and I love my machine. I have to dig the trash. I have to dig that iron out of the way in order to be able to hear those other tones. And maybe I don't have to, but I do, um, because I'm not. I'm not. I've been doing this only about a few years, and it's what it's what I do. I go up there in those fields, and I know there's iron everywhere. I dig every single repeatable tone I come across.
Hmm.
Now, I know when it's a largie in that field as opposed to a piece of iron because of the tone that it gives me, you know. And last year I dug 66 large cents and 7 colonial coppers
That's
and 1
crazy.
counterfeit large cent that was whole. Of all things, it was whole, but it was counterfeit. It was an early head or a cornet dated 1900, and Cynthia Swearingen got that. Um, because it's unlikely she'll find a large cent in Georgia. She might, but um, I gave that to her while I was visiting with her at the end of last year. Um,
Hey, Boomer, if you're truly interested in YouTube analytics and things, my email is in my about page. I would love to have a conversation with you. I
nice.
love reviewing other people's channels and see what they're doing and how they're growing and stuff. And I like to learn as much as I can. So if you'd like to chat and about analytics and shorts and things, send me an email.
NorCal says
As Dennis will contest, I like to help people.
he really does.
So
Randy has done fantastic things for my YouTube channel. Um, when I started following Randy's plan, I had 378 subscribers in December, or in November rather, and today I'm sitting on 1700 and here over 1708
Yep.
1708 subscribers. Blows my mind that I've got that many subscribers, and it's not from feature videos, it's from shorts, and I couldn't be happier. um
Rusty,
Rusty
that's great.
Mind,
My
that's
email is in my about page. Please reach out to me.
Rusty, Jeremy here, or Randy here can really help you out. Rusty just started his channel. That's my buddy Russell Tucker, over there in Georgia. And yeah, yeah, absolutely. If you're looking for any kind of help with that, check in with Randy.
Well, I'll
So
tell you. Hold on for a second. Let me get back to my channel.
yeah,
Uh, a lot of people in chat know that I lost my channel early on. I was a year into YouTube when my channel got deleted.
right,
So there came a point in time during that I thought about not restarting my channel. And there's people in the community that I reached out to, and they're like, "Oh no, you need to restart your channel." So I restarted my channel on August 19th of 2021. I'm currently sitting at 3,762 subs.
wow,
Now, here's the part that blows my mind. I have hit 2 million views on my channel.
wow,
2 million views on my channel.
wow.
So,
That's amazing.
yep.
That is amazing.
So,
Um,
yes, I mean, if you want some information, I'll be more than happy to give you tips of things that I do and things I've tried. I do a lot with Shane the Blind Treasure Hunter, or See It My Way One. Him and I talk daily, and we look at things and we talk about things, and he'll try something, I'll try something. But I will tell you one thing: what works for Dennis's analytics won't work for your analytics. You have to figure out what works for your analytics.
right, right.
So the things I'll give you is things that you can do to help drive your analytics the way that you want them to go. So
Yeah.
no, I do not use TubeBuddy. I do not use TubeBuddy, and I don't put hashtags in the big box down below where you can put 500 characters in there. I do not use
Yeah.
that. If you read the verbiage above that box says it's for misspelled words. And
Okay.
I've watched a lot of YouTube creators that talk about that box, and they don't use it either. So
Yeah, I heard you say that on the Clark's Cove
thank you,
program,
Cynthia. Yep.
and uh, I tested that theory by not putting the hashtags in that lower box,
Hmm.
just putting it in the title, and it didn't make any difference. I'm still hitting 2 to 3 thousand views per short. My best short to date has 10,700 views, which is staggeringly outrageous for me.
Yep.
Hey, Relic Reaper Don,
Hey,
welcome.
Don, buddy, how are you, man?
Um,
Don and I were supposed to get together in the fall with Ohio River History into Tech, but it got canceled for Shane had personal reasons, so it got canceled. But hoping this fall, Don, we can get together.
nice, nice.
But no,
Uh,
I mean, I I don't use TubeBuddy for tagging or titles,
right.
and I do use TubeBuddy to see my milestones, but that's all I
Okay.
use TubeBuddy for.
I use uh, Q. What is it? Qbit or I can't remember what the heck it's called. And I signed up just so I could get the milestones, and that was it. Um,
Well,
vidIQ.
now, do you go on there and watch the videos and stuff on? Because they help content creators build a channel too.
I did not. I went on and I watched their spiel. I didn't want to.
Hey, Mason.
I didn't want to sign up with it because there's a cost that comes with creating an account with vidIQ. When I was looking at it anyway, and maybe I misread it, but it looked like it was going to cost me money, and
Sounds good, Don.
I didn't do that. So, but I do get the updates, the alerts when I hit a milestone. I get a message from them that says, um, let's see if I can find the last one. It's been a while since I had one pop up. Here we go. Um, Robin Wilson is their man on the ground, and it says I hit 750,000 views.
Dang, you're almost to a
Yeah,
million.
and that was a while back. I'm over that now. That was March 17th. Um, I hope to be at a million views um, by the end of April. And if I can continue to get my shorts out on time, I think I can make that happen. Hey, Relic Reaper. Now, is Relic Reaper in Virginia?
He is in Indiana, I think.
Indiana.
Ohio, Indiana, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Because I had a plan to go down to meet up with Clark's Cove and then
Okay.
go over to where Shane lives,
Okay.
and him and B. Higgles and
Ohio.
Don, we're all going to meet up and detect. He
Oh,
says
that's
no,
cool.
no Ohio, so
Ohio.
no
Okay.
Ohio, so he must be in Indiana.
Okay. No, he's in Ohio. I
Oh,
think it
okay,
was no
yeah,
comma Ohio.
yeah, I got it
Um,
now.
so I'm going to end this out with I would like you to show us. I'm going to make you full screen.
No, don't do
Um,
that. You break my camera,
yeah, it'll be okay.
man.
Um, it'll give me a moment to use the restroom. Um,
Make sure you mute it. We don't want to hear anything.
oh yeah, we'll mute it. All right. Um, I would like you to share with us your ten best finds, and and then I'd like you to show us your number one favorite find.
Oh my gosh,
All right,
I know what that is already.
that was your homework assignment. I'm gonna make you full screen,
Yeah,
and
I'll save the best one for last, but we'll just go through things that I have found, which you may have seen on some other channels. But probably one of my favorite rings that I found is this awesome silver snake ring. That's my favorite ring that I found,
that thing is crazy cool.
and and I found that in a yard that they said, oh, you won't find anything. It's been metal detected before. That was my third find in that yard. So I think this is the pendants. So I was detecting. Shane and I are curb stripping one day, and we were doing a yard. And the guy came by and said, "When you're done here, come do our yard." And this is the one I was talking about. Had the carriage houses in the back of it, and I'm sure a lot of people have seen this already, but that's a medal for the Proud Boys. So that's a really cool find. So I actually keep that wrapped up and safe, so nothing happens to it. And what else is cool? I think I showed the cherub already, but I'll show it again. Shane, See It My Way one. We were detecting an 1800 school in Pennsylvania, and we talked to the guy that managed the ground and all that, and he's like, yeah, it's been detected and all that, and people are still pulling stuff out, but good luck. This was my third find, which is a gold cherub, and that wasn't even 2 inches in the ground. So that's pretty nice. And in the same hunt, on the same property, I found this pendant, and it is a basket of fruit. So that's pretty nice. Thank you. But like I said before, I don't metal detect to actually think I'm going to go out and find something. I just like to get out and metal detect for the exercise. Because you're always walking, bending, stooping, digging. You're always using something. So I was at a small school near my house, and this is just a kid's ring, but it's really, really, really cool looking. And it's a crown. It's not real. It's plated. It's not showing up that well. Maybe we'll do it like that. But it's a nice little kid's ring. Some little girl was upset when she lost that. So I was in for the Michigan people. I was in Michigan the other week, and I was out at a lake that I like to go to and metal detect, and I found a man's silver ring, and on the inside of it, it's engraved, "I love you," and it's got a lot of nice little diamond chips in it. And I don't know if they're real or not. I haven't had it tested. But I got with the park ranger, and he took a picture of it and put it on the board and with my phone number. So if somebody comes asking for it, I'll be able to return it. So I hope somebody does so I can return it. I love returning stuff to people. What else do we got? I don't think I've shown this to anybody. It's on one of my videos. But it is a, excuse me, it's a makeup compact lid. And I hope it shows up because it's got a lot of cool design there in the center. Now, it doesn't say anything. Go back a little bit. But there's a lot of nice little detail in that area right there. I don't know if it's showing up good for you or not. But it's just... And this was in a yard that somebody told me, oh, it's been metal detected before. This is something that was a bucket lister for me. It's a thimble, and I've always wanted to find one, and I was by myself when I found it, and I wish I'd have been hunting with somebody. So to share the excitement of finding something that you really want to find. I hope to find a silver one day, but I was so happy when I found it. I always wanted to find one. So I know people that found silver ones. I got some military buttons. Excuse me, I'm getting a little choked up for some reason. I was with Digging Up the Carolinas, Jeremy, when I found this presidential token. And I don't know how that's going to show. I don't know if you can see it. A little closer, maybe. It says the 29th president on it. And then it's got some words back there. It's pretty worn down. But you can make out the president on there. Probably one of the coolest buttons that I found. And I've talked about this on another channel. It's a gambler's button. And back in the day, back in the cowboy days, the gamblers would wear these. It's got a crown, cards, and a set of dice on it. Excuse me. And the gambler would wear it on his top button. So when you walked into a saloon, you knew that he gambled and you could go over there and play cards. That's probably the coolest button I found. I found this curb stripping. Is this the one I found curb stripping? I think it's the one I found on a curb strip in a town near me. I got two different ones of this. One I found on a curb strip and one I found in a yard. They're exactly the same. And then in another yard, And this button is bigger than the last button. I'll try to hold them together for comparison, but you can see this one's a lot bigger than this one. It's a military button. Do I got it upside down? No, I'm going to put my hand behind it. Maybe it'll show up a little better. But, what else? Has anybody ever found a whole harmonica reed? Because I've been lucky. I found one whole one. Not broken, not damaged. I hit it with my shovel in the back here, but right there. But it's in great condition. I was lucky to find that. And I found bits and pieces of them, but I've never found a whole one. That's the first whole one I found. What else do we got in here? When I pulled this out of the ground, it was caked with dirt. And the only thing I could see was just a little bit of the edge. So I didn't know what I had. And it still had glass in it as well. Excuse me. And for those people that metal detect and don't wear gloves, you should wear gloves so you don't get cut. But it's a salt or pepper lid. And I found that at an old campsite not too far from my house. Now Dennis found one last year, a whole harmonica reed. That's pretty cool. I almost didn't dig this because the signal was so loud. And when I pulled this thing out of the ground, I was happy. That's a gas shut-off valve or some kind of a shut-off valve. It's got a beautiful green patina on it. It's really nice. But I like that. Dennis, you better come back. I'm running out of stuff, man. What else we got over here? I'll show you another ring. I just found this ring.
I'm still here, Randy.
Yeah, I know you are, man. I found these two rings at a park near my house. And this ring is made out of titanium. So that's my first titanium ring that I found. Yeah, it's got little diamond studs in it too. I need to get a diamond tester to test these things and see if they're real. But I was scanning along and I got a really faint signal. And I almost didn't dig it. And I thought, no, let's dig it and see what it is. And it's because it's so little and small is why I think it didn't ring up very well. Let me get in the right position. It is silver. It does say 925 down in it. It's just little hand. I found this at a little kid's playground. Tot lot. So, but it is silver. It just barely fits on my pinky. So, some little kid was upset to lose that.
That's the talk to the hand ring.
Mm-hmm.
Pigeon Blood Ruby would like to see the back of the pendant.
Which pendant?
I don't know. I missed it.
I only showed one pendant. Is that what you're talking about? If not, put it in chat so I can see what you're talking about. That's the only pendant, unless he's talking about the cherub. That's the back of the cherub there. And it still has the pin on it that the person would have used for their shirt.
Is that gold, Randy?
I haven't had it tested, Dennis, but it's not chipped or missing anything like it was plated or anything.
Wow. That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, I probably don't have the best camera for this. I need one of them other cameras that people have that you can shoot down on top of what you're wanting wanting to look at. So, but we're down to my all-time favorite. This, because I work in the automotive world,
Hmm.
it blew my mind when I found it, and it is my best find I've found in the years that I've been metal detecting.
Hold
And
on one second, Randy. Kim makes a good point. She said use a magnet. See if it sticks to a magnet on your little cherub.
okay,
That's a
I'll try that.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, go ahead.
So I was metal detecting with Jeremy, digging up the Carolinas, when I got a banging signal, and I've showed this on another channel, but it's actually in the center. It says Dodge Brothers on it. Now I haven't been able to find this exact one on the internet because all the other ones have like 4 and 5 feathers, and this one only has 3. And somebody said, "Well, look and see if some of them are broke off." But you can see on the edge, yeah, it's not focusing at all. Maybe if I get my big head out of the picture. But it's not broken at all. It's bent over the back a little bit, but it's fully intact other than being bent on the back. So the Dodge brothers started out with Ford making the Model T, and I got to read more about the history about what happened, but they decided to go out on their own and start their own company. So this actually says Dodge Brothers on it. So this is rare and super old. That's probably the best find that I've found since metal detecting. That means a lot to me. So that's all I got, buddy. Thank you, Rusty. Yeah, I love this. I want to put it. I want to get a piece of wood and make the edges nice and get a picture of something from the Dodge Brothers, and then burn the edges of the pictures, and then put this at the bottom of the wood, so I can hang it up in my room. So, hey, keep digging. That's
I have one more question for you. This was presented from Kim, Kim's
okay.
Nature Channel.
Hmm.
And she would like to know, what is your most valuable item you've ever found?
That I don't know, to be honest with you. I found gold rings and things like that, but the value I've never checked.
Hey, look,
So I don't know.
Keep Digging George is here. Welcome, George. Isn't that Keep Digging's
Oh,
name, George?
I don't know. I'm
I'm pretty
horrible
sure
with
it
names.
is. I'm horrible
I
with names.
I can remember a
I,
face anywhere. I can
I
remember a
just
face
call
anywhere.
people whatever comes to my mind because I have brain damage now and I have an excuse. I've got oil brain damage.
I don't know.
Randy,
You think that would have lubed everything up, made everything work a little better, Dennis?
I would have hoped, but it really has not helped at all. Um, uh,
Does this say
Metal
Dodge
detecting with Tony.
Brothers?
I really appreciate you coming in. And
What?
oh, wait a minute, you're not Tony, you're Randy. Randy, I appreciate you coming up tonight and
Yeah, hold on
sharing
for a minute. Hold
your
on for a minute, buddy.
yeah.
I'm trying to read the chat. Did you say the Dodge Brothers had 3 wings? No, most of the Dodge Brothers emblems that I've seen on the internet have 4 or more. This
Have
one here
four or
only
more.
has, yeah, this one here only has 3 on each side. I'll
Right.
show it again. It's only got like 3 wings on each side, and there's none broken. It's not broken. So
I looked at these. I looked these up, and all the ones I found have 4 to 6 feathers that
that
are
looks a little
full
better.
feathers. And Randy's only has 3, and I think it's just a very early um, emblem. I think it's from early into their company.
Mm-hmm. So like I said, you can see it's not broken.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my favorite find out of everything. But like I said, I work in the automotive world, so
Right.
thank you,
Kim,
everybody.
Kim says it's probably a prototype, and it may be. It may be
Very
a
well could be.
prototype. Um, let's see. Uh, I see that
Thank you.
Army hat. Thank you for your service,
Yep.
and any other veterans here as well. Well, thank you, Mason Mark. Appreciate that. Um, yeah, and I found. Whoops, I found this as well. Dodge Brothers started in 1930. Um, um, but sorry, Randy's had to pop out for a minute. So uh, Ray Persley says early 20s, possibly. I think they started in the 30s, 29 to 30. Um, are you back, Randy?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. Um, let's see. Georgianne, you found
Thanks.
the three wing. I don't know. Um,
But if you did, could you email it to me? My email's in my about page because I looked
yeah.
all over YouTube. I couldn't find the dang thing.
If you folks haven't subscribed to Randy, please make sure you do. Um, I'm going to drop his link again real quick if I can get my phone to turn on. This was fun. Uh, to the chat, I want to say thank you for coming in this evening and joining us.
That's cool,
Um,
Ray.
I would also like your feedback on what you think of the program as it is tonight, because this is the program we're going to be running for a while. We'll have a guest on. We'll ask some questions. I encourage the room to ask questions, um, and try to keep this a little more lighthearted and laid back, a little less vulgar, something that's more kid friendly, and keep it related to metal detecting. So feel free to message me. Let me know what you think. Feel free to leave a comment after the video
Thank you.
uh, goes back to the regular whatever.
Can you
Uh,
just keep pulling the trigger?
and thank you everyone for coming in tonight. Thank you for those thumbs up. Uh, next month, once I get back to New York, we'll do duck races for Amazon gift cards. But right now, I need to save my money, so I make sure I have enough money to make the remainder of my trip home. Randy, I'm going to check out Mount Union, PA, and see what I can see up there. Maybe that'll be my stop
I think
on
you'll
my
be
way.
very impressed.
Yeah. Um, Tanya Elliott says, "Oh, Randy, I just double checked to make sure I was sub to you and saw the peach."
Did you like that peach, Tanya? That peach is near her house, and I drove by it on the way to South Carolina, and I looked at it and I thought, what in the world is that? So I posted as a short as a funny video.
That's
So
great.
go check it out. It's hilarious looking.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for coming tonight. Next week we're gonna have picking up the Carolinas as our guest. I figure it's a good time to interview him because I'll be gone.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you everyone for coming in, and we'll see you all again next week. All right, guys. Have a good night
Take
and
care.
have a great week.
Have a good weekend.
Keep swinging, keep digging.